The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone, here at 5 a.m. on this Monday. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. First, we begin with the sacrifice by Deputy Philip Campas that we remember today, 1 year after his death.
Yeah, Kern County Deputy Philip Campas was killed in the line of duty, answering a SWAT call in Wasco. 17's Robert Price met with some of the people closest to the fallen former Marine, and he files this report.
For the families of Kern County SWAT Deputy Philip Campas, it's been an almost unbearable year. But it's also been a year full of pride, inspiration, and gratitude, not just for his remarkable life, but also for the remarkable support he's received from the community he gave his life defending.
Those have been some of the gifts Campas gave his parents, his widow, his kids. Those are some of the gifts he gave his community, those who knew him and those he never met. Pride, inspiration, gratitude. When the SWAT team call-out came, Campas and his wife Christina were working on a kitchen remodel. He dutifully stopped what he was doing and started assembling his gear. Christina said she would take the interruption as an opportunity to run errands. That elicited from him, "I love you," number one. The sort of reminder spouses can't exchange often enough. They took off in different directions, but Christina heard from her husband once more.
And he called me on his way, and he just said, "Hey babe, I just wanted to call you because I'm listening to the call out and it sounds like it's getting pretty intense. So I just want to tell you and the kids that I love you guys." And he pretty much just told us how much he loved us, and he just wanted us to know that, just in case. We said I love you, we said our goodbyes.
Kern County knows the rest of the story. A Wasco man had barricaded himself in his house and taken his family hostage.
911, what is the address? I need somebody really quick. There's someone with a gun in the house.
He was armed with an AK-47 rifle and a handgun. He was shooting. Lives needed saving. Campas arrived at First and Poplar Streets, prepared to do what needed to be done. He knew his job and he understood his role.
He's a warrior, true and true. Like, he knew, he got the call, and he knew it's time to go. And when he got there, they evaluated the situation, and there were people that were inside that needed our help.
Kern County Sheriff's Deputy Julio Garcia, a fellow SWAT officer and a close friend.
And there was no hesitation. They formulated a plan, and they went in, and they went in to save lives. That was Philip.
This SWAT call, though, ended in tragedy, multiple tragedies. Jose Manuel Ramirez Jr. murdered his own wife and two sons that Sunday afternoon. Campas had charged the modest yellow house with one thing on his mind: end the crisis, save the innocent people inside.
Maybe not even an hour and a half later, I got a text that he was hit and I needed to go to the hospital.
In the end, 5 were dead, including the shooter and Campas. East High School football star, Marine, Afghanistan veteran, sheriff's deputy, father, son, husband. Seth Caridi, a New York State trooper, was in boot camp with Campas. They were best friends.
We have a saying all the time: you can either live a coward or die a hero. You know, yeah. And I know it's very blunt, but at the end of the day, that's basically what it's all about.
And he did exactly what he was trained to do.
That's pretty much how he lived life at first.
Jesse and Christine Campas went to Marine Base Camp Pendleton, northern San Diego County, to celebrate one of their son's passions, Devil Pups, a West Coast organization that gives high school kids a taste of the Marine Corps, the physical stamina, the mental toughness, the focus on team and country. It was Devil Pups graduation day, and the Campases and others, including Garcia, had to be there. Garcia recruited Campas to join the organization as an instructor 5 years ago. He still remembers the day Campas first showed up to see what Devil Pups was all about.
He introduced himself, and then he said he was a drill instructor from Parris Island. So me and the other deputies that were working together, and we're all Marines, we all looked at each other like, wow, drill instructor, Parris Island. And I was, from that day, I think I was just like in awe with him. That very same morning, we went out and we started doing our tryouts. And man, he started with that drill instructor voice, and from there I think I was bought and sold right there.
Lucky for those kids, they got the Devil Pup version of Campus, not the full-bore drill sergeant of Marine Corps days.
He broke you down, and then when he taught you or trained you, and then he saw the fruits of his labor, that's when he was the happiest.
Philip Campus's drill instructor persona manifested itself out of uniform too. People were drawn to him.
He brought life to whatever situation. He was the type of person that you would want to be around. Like there's no way you're going to walk around and not stop and say something, or be around him, or listen to what he's got to say, and almost like try to be like him.
Former Marine Dick Taylor has known the Campus family for decades, and he too is deeply involved in the Devil Pups program. He says he caught a little glimpse of Philip out there on the Camp Pendleton parade grounds Saturday.
And it's encouraging today to see, a year after Philip's death, that we still got kids that want to come out here, that want to come go through the program and be inspired by instructors like Philip.
What did Liberty High Junior Ethan Grubbs get out of his Devil Pups experience? Service above self.
I mean, I'm not too concerned with what I do. It's just, more of what I can do for everyone else.
Golden Valley High School senior Eleni Reyes Saraminto said the ability to summon up courage is born of a mentality not possessed by everyone.
I thank the people that can. I hope I can be a person like that.
Teens getting their first taste of duty aren't the only ones who can learn from Campus's example. His comrades can too. Again, Caridi.
You kind of have a feeling of invincibility, I guess. Just you try not to worry about things like that. And then obviously, there was no one more prepared than Philip. Just professionally, tactically, everything. And when you hear something like that, it does shake you. But I know for a fact he'd be telling me, like, you can't let this shake you.
The Campuses say over the past year they've been overwhelmed with support, affection, admiration. Campus's mother, Christine Campas, said she was touched by something Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer told her at a memorial service.
Those who knew him loved him, and those that didn't know him loved him. And that is just stuck in our heart and our mind. I repeat that over and over because, the community has surrounded us with love and support, and I didn't understand why. Like, he was just a boy that we raised, and he did well. But when she said that helped me to understand the love and the support of the community that we thank so much.
I don't think I'll ever be able to thank anybody enough, and I just wish I could hug everybody.
Just want to make sure we say thank you to everybody in Kern County, in Bakersfield especially, and the law enforcement community. We really appreciate all your help. You guys got to stay safe.
Yes.
If he was here right now, we would probably be cracking jokes and being over here with the Devil Pups and trying to be instructors, like is what we do. And if he was here right now, he'd have that big old smile on his face, and we'd all be happy. So I do miss him. I miss his smile. I miss his voice. I wish he was here.
At Marine Base Camp Pendleton, Robert Price, 17 News.
Deputy Campas has been honored in a variety of ways this past year. His name was engraved on the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. this past May. He was inducted into the East High Hall of Fame in March. His name is etched on the Law Enforcement Memorial at KCSO headquarters. A plaque in his honor was unveiled at the Fox Theater.
Meantime, a resolution to honor Deputy Philip Campas with a memorial interchange is moving forward. State Senator Shannon Grove introduced this resolution, SCR 75, earlier this year to rename the highway interchange located at Highway 65 and the 99 in Kern County as the Deputy Philip Campas Memorial Interchange. A representative from Shannon Grove's office says the resolution has passed in both the Senate and Assembly and will be brought to the floor when the Senate returns in August. They expect everything will be in place within a month. and the unveiling will be scheduled later this fall.
We'll have more coverage throughout the day as we remember Deputy Campas. You can also read more about his life and impact on the Sheriff's Office on our website, kget.com.
Well, it has been a year since a Kern County Sheriff's deputy died in an intense firefight. The unselfish courage of Philip Campas left his name and his badge number, 1392, etched into Kern County's history. 17's Moses Small looks into the timeline of that tragic day.
He was just a star in our organization that when you talk about police officers that run toward gunfire, that's him.
It was one of the deadliest confrontations in Kern County history. It started on July 25th, 2021, just after 1 p.m. with this 911 call.
911, what is your address? I need somebody really quick. There's someone with a gun in the house.
Sheriff's deputies were called to a home in Wasco for reports of shots fired. That's where 41-year-old Jose Manuel Ramirez Jr. held his family hostage after an argument. His son's wife was outside when she heard gunfire and called 911. She stepped inside to find her husband, the gunman's son, 24-year-old Jose Ramirez III, bleeding from the back of his head.
I didn't want to lose him. I was preparing myself, if he doesn't make it, to be strong for him. And the last thing he said to me was, "I love you."
Jose Ramirez III was dead. His mother and brother lay wounded, trapped inside the house with Jose Ramirez Jr., who was heavily armed, barricaded.
As they approached the front door, the suspect began shooting at the deputies with a rifle.
You could see officers running into position, some retreating behind an armored vehicle during the hours-long standoff. No deputies were hit during the first hail of bullets, but hundreds of shots followed. The SWAT team was summoned. Deputy Campas, 35 years old, off duty and at home that Sunday afternoon, answered the call. He was a Marine veteran and had been with the Sheriff's Office for 5 years. That day, he led the team that fought its way towards the house to rescue victims. Then,
Control on Moscow, too clear for a plate. Oh! Hey! Officer down. You need medical aid to move up?
2 deputies hit. Campas died at Kern Medical. SWAT officer DeSander Guerrero was also shot, but survived. 3 hours after the shooting, and 5 hours into the standoff, Ramirez climbed onto the roof of the house.
An additional officer-involved shooting occurred, and the suspect was struck. The suspect was removed from the roof and provided medical aid, but was pronounced dead at the scene.
First responders recovered an AK-47 style rifle and a handgun from Ramirez's body. In all, 5 people died that afternoon, including Ramirez's wife and 2 sons, but 2 women and 2 young girls were rescued. That evening, officers with dozens of agencies formed an honor guard at Kern Medical, saluting and placing Campas's flag-draped body into a hearse.
I was there when the wife and the mother and the father we just felt we needed to wait.
Phil sacrificed his life doing what he always does, leading from the front. Not a day will go by that I won't think of you. Not a second will go by that I won't miss you. To the greatest Marine, the greatest warrior, the greatest friend, and the greatest man I will ever know, I'll see you on the other side. You'll always be on the life plan. I love you. Goodbye, brother.
That was 17's Moses Small reporting. Meantime, funeral services were held for Kern County Fire Captain Brian Falk this weekend. He died unexpectedly while on duty earlier this month. For more on the celebration of Captain Falk's life, we turn to 17's Chris Burton.
From around the county and across the state, family, friends, and firefighters came out to Valley Bible Fellowship Church in East Bakersfield to remember a man they say had a big heart and a big smile.
ECC to Captain Brian Falk. ECC to Kern County Fire Captain Brian Falk. This is your last call. There is no response from Kern County Fire Captain Brian Falk on behalf of the Kern County Fire Department and the community. It is with deep sadness and sorrow to report that after 20 years of bravery and service, Kern County Fire Captain Brian Falk has completed his last and final call.
One last call to Captain Brian Falk, who friends and fellow firefighters say was a hero.
He would never want to say that, but he was. He saved lives. He protected his community, and he protected his fellow firefighters.
Captain Falk's death was the first line of duty death for the Kern County Fire Department in more than 5 years. Firefighters from across the county and beyond came to Valley Bible Church in East Bakersfield Saturday to memorialize Captain Falk. Fresno, Tulare, Hanford, and Berkeley contributed to the scores of firefighters paying their respects.
To see the outpouring, the other stations that came in to cover so that Kern County Fire Department could be here, I think is a testament to the brotherhood that they had.
But to friend Sean Lee, Captain Falk was his kid's Uncle Brian, a great man who did good.
I think he made us all better people, which there's not a lot of people you can say that about, makes the people around them better.
Captain Falk was born and raised in Bakersfield. He is survived by his wife and 2 young sons. Captain Brian Falk was 47. Chris Burton, 17 News.
5:38 is our time now, and monkeypox is now officially a global health emergency after the World Health Organization's declaration on Saturday. With more than 16,000 cases around the world, 70 countries, there is still a lot of questions about the transmission and symptoms of the disease. Some questions can be answered, such as who is most at risk for contracting the virus.
Gay, bisexual, transgender individuals having sex with other men and frequent encounters, but most importantly is anybody who has been in contact with anyone under suspicion of monkeypox.
Even though monkeypox is listed as a global emergency like COVID-19, Dr. William Schaffner told the Today Show the two are different when it comes to transmission. Kern County has 5 confirmed cases of the monkeypox virus.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
And a judge has blocked California voters from voting on minimum wage hikes this November, deciding the issue won't appear on the ballot. A Sacramento County Superior Court ruled Friday that the measure would not appear on the ballot after the campaign responsible for the initiative missed a crucial June 30th deadline. While enough signatures were collected to get the issue on the ballot, they weren't submitted until May, which was not enough time to get the signatures verified before the deadline. Proponents will now have to try again in 2024. The targeted pay hike was for $18 an hour.
Hundreds of Southern California grocery store pharmacists could soon walk off the job after voting to authorize a strike. The strike authorization includes more than 600 pharmacists and pharmacy workers at Ralph's, Safeway, and Pavilion stores. The pharmacists say they are overworked and are putting their patients' lives at risk. No date has been set for a strike, and negotiations continue.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.